Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Unihertz. This is the Unihertz TickTock 5G rugged phone that has a unique secondary display on the backside of the phone that looks like a smartwatch. We're going to dig into this now. It's got a ton of different features that I want to show you, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's dig into the box on the Unihertz TickTock. Fairly simple packaging here for the TickTock 5G, but let's get everything out and show you exactly what comes in the box. So first, we're going to get some documentation here. We're also going to get a SIM card removal tray. Now, this also supports a MicroSD card slot as well, or dual SIM. It's a hybrid. You also get an extra tempered glass screen protector, and one comes pre-installed on the phone. Taking out the phone itself, we're going to take a look at some of the other things, such as the charger. This is a 33 watt USB Type-C charger, and we do also get some other cables with this as well. Let me get the box to the side so that we can check out the cabling that comes with it. Now, we do get our first little cable here, which is a USB Type-C to 3.5 millimeter audio jack or headphone jack. And this is great to have for any USB Type-C device, but they put this in the box for us. This also includes an FM radio function that the TickTock 5G has that you'll need to plug that in for to use as an antenna. Now you get a standard USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable for recharging the 6,000 milliamp battery that's inside the phone. Now the charger itself that they give you is a 33 watt max charger, so you do get up to 30 to 33 watts for your charging here. So not your standard 20 watt charging, not as high as some 45 watt or even more, but still 33 is pretty decent on that side. Now let's open up the phone itself. This is a 6.5 inch 1080p display here. It's got some rounded corners at the top and the bottom. You can see it's a very ruggedized setup here. That second display, and also included is a TPU case that you can use on the phone if you would like to add even more protection on this phone. They include this in the box as well. As far as specs go, we have a weight of 308 grams with the battery. The CPU is a Dimensity 700 Octa-Core up to 2.2 gigahertz, running on Android 11, 8 gigs of memory, and 128 gigs of storage, a non-removable 6,000 milliamp battery, and a dual Nano SIM card slot. One of those is a hybrid, so it can be used for MicroSD cards to expand your storage. Now, also here with this, we have Corning Gorilla Glass. The display size on the main screen is 6.5 inches, and the subscreen is 1.3 inches. The resolution of the main screen is 2340 by 1080, and the subscreen is 360 pixels by 360. You do get an IR blaster in here and a bunch of sensors. So we're going to have a G sensor, gyroscope, proximity, ambient light, compass, and barometer. Does support fingerprint and infrared port, as you saw on the top. We do have a 48 megapixel camera on the back and an 8 megapixel camera on the front. So you do have those for your camera setup. Okay, so let's talk about why this particular smartphone is different than most other phones. You can see we've got a secondary 360 by 360 pixels per inch display here with a watch face. Swiping down will give you your battery life. Swiping up will give you your notifications. Swiping left will go back, and you can change some of these things as well. You can use your camera here, and you can take pictures with the main 48 megapixel camera here. So that is a really cool thing, being able to use it as a viewfinder. Now, unfortunately, you can't take video with the rear viewfinder like this, but you can snap a quick picture, no problems whatsoever doing that. Now, this also offers a few other things too, like a leveler / compass. Again, there are a ton of sensors in here, so if you need a compass real quickly, you can use the rear display, and this is using nominal power, so it's not going to really affect your battery power inside the unit using that display. So if you have it on its face and you want to see your notifications control your music, here's another one that you can do to either reverse your track, pause it or play it, or just check the time or your battery life or your notifications while it's set down on its face. You can easily do that with the TickTock 5G. So looking at the main section here, on the right hand side, you've got your volume up and volume down. You also have a power button that has an integrated fingerprint reader. So I set my thumb up for this. You can see it's really nice, reinforced with metal, and the fingerprint reader works super quickly to unlock the phone. So I don't really have any issues with it at all. As you can see, no problems unlocking the phone. You've got a nice bright LCD display here, and on the left hand side you'll notice at the top you do get a notification identifying LED, which a lot of phones do not have anymore. So if I have notifications and I haven't checked them, they will show up on my phone, and a lot of bigger phone makers have dropped that feature. Now you have two programmable buttons on here, and out of the box, if you hold your button down here, you're going to be able to turn your flashlight on and off, and you can customize these buttons to whatever functions you would like to through settings. So that is very handy to have as well. If you just want to quickly, without turning your phone on or using it, you can quickly set those buttons up to whatever you would like. You can see we've got a very bright 1080p display here, so outdoor viewing is not going to be a problem. This is basically stock Android with a toolbox that is put in by Unihertz with a bunch of very helpful tools, so you're not going to find a lot of bloatware on this. The few things that are extra in here, I have added in some little games and things like that, but stock, you're just going to get pretty much the stock Android experience, but you're also going to get some things here like a compass, and you're going to be able to, get a flashlight and a leveler, as we saw, that can be used on the rear screen as well. You do get other tools that if you work in construction or you're building things or making things, you're going to be able to use this pretty well, like a plumb bob and other things that will use the camera to show you your degrees there as you're looking at something. And then we've got something like a protractor where you can use to check out your angles as well. So again, if you're looking at something you're working on, you want to set your angles, you can use the camera to do this. And these are all very useful tools that are put in by Unihertz so that you can make the use out of all of the features that the sensors in the TickTock 5G do give you. So there is a lot here to use, and it's all in a nice little package here put in by Unihertz. Other than that, it's fairly stock Android with not a lot of bloatware whatsoever, so a good job on Unihertz for keeping it close to stock Android. As far as the Dimensity 700 Octa-Core processor goes, no problems whatsoever switching back through everything with 8 gigs of RAM. This is a pretty snappy device here. That screen is plenty bright. I've got it pretty jacked up here, but you can see I've got a bunch of applications open. YouTube here, going through everything. You can see it's nice and quick. No problems whatsoever swiping through, no slowdowns or anything like that. Let's play a video real quickly and show you guys exactly what the screen looks like with video for watching movies and things like that, and give you an idea of what it sounds like when a video is playing, so you can get an idea of the speaker quality as well. So let's take a look. This is just a video off my YouTube channel, so sit back and listen to the speakers. Where the dinosaurs are over here near Paradise Palms. As you can see, I'm dropping right in along this road. And where
the outhouse is going to be right behind this building on the right. Now usually I don't do a lot of commentary for this, but this week is different because again, you're not getting a Battlestar and you're not getting a banner. You just have to land next to this outhouse and you're going to see this pops up that says found a location hidden between or hidden within loading screen number 2. And you just collect.
So there you go. That is what the speakers sound like. And even though they're rear firing, they do a really good job. And I'm very impressed with the screen quality for this LCD panel. It's not OLED, but it is definitely a high quality LCD panel that makes watching movies or videos on YouTube very, very enjoyable here. Again, the processor and the 8 gigs of RAM. You can see me scrolling through Twitter here with virtually zero slowdown. So overall, the performance of the TickTock is excellent. As far as gaming goes, this CPU, GPU combo does a good job at gaming as well. I've got a pretty basic game here, just kind of a runner type game here, a minion run, and no problems playing this. Of course, you can play other games like PUBG or Modern Warfare, and the CPU and GPU in this are going to be able to handle it just fine. I did test PUBG and it did work out pretty well. No problems whatsoever for me in my gaming sessions. Now, of course, this supports 5G, so we do have 5G here on T-Mobile, and as you can see at the bottom, I'm on T-Mobile on my TickTock here in 5G. So let's take a look at the speeds that we get. And I'm not in a major city, but I'm still getting over 300 megabits per second over 5G, so it is working, and it does pretty well. No problems with the download or upload speeds on this as far as 5G speeds go. So if you're in an area with good 5G coverage, you should definitely be happy with the performance of the TickTock 5G. Okay, so let's take a look at the camera on the front. We've got an 8 megapixel selfie shooter. On the back, we have a rear 48 megapixel camera, and I'm going to take a couple shots here so I can show you guys exactly how fast the shutter speed is here. Very quick to take photos with this, no shutter lag to speak of. So I'm going to pop up some sample of what we just took here so that you can really see. We do have a pro mode where we can adjust our white balance in our ISO. We do have a portrait mode and time lapse, of course, our video as well, and it does a fairly decent job at video and at 1080p. We also have that front-facing 8 megapixel camera as well, which does okay for selfies. It's not bad, but let me throw up a section here where you can check out the actual picture that I did take on the rear camera to give you an idea of picture quality. So as you can see from this picture, it's very crisp and clear. The 48 megapixel shooter does a good job on this. It does not oversaturate colors. As you can see, these are pretty much true to life colors, which is what I prefer. Oversaturated ones sometimes in certain situations will look better, but in this setup here, the 48 megapixel shooter does a solid job for photos. Having a 6,000 milliamp battery on this means incredible battery life, at least in my experience with the phone. If we scroll down here to battery life, you can see I'm at 53% with more than 2 days left. And if we take a look at a screenshot that I took when I let this go, I was at 74% when I wasn't using it. The last full charge was 15 days ago. So that really means that I can get 60 days of standby time on this phone, which is incredible because a lot of your flagship phones aren't going to last a week, let alone 60 days on standby. So if we do want to change up the subscreen settings, this is kind of one thing I did want to touch on here. You can of course change all of these plates, and you can even add your own pictures to them if you would like. If you'd like more of a traditional watch style, of course you can just select that and you can see your watch style here. And some of them have things like battery life built in and steps and other things as well. So you can have that here on the back depending on what style you would like. So This is just a really great thing. It's got backlight levels for the subscreen by itself, screen timeout for the subscreen by itself as well. You can have it on simultaneously with the main screen, or you can flip to turn the screen on. So that means if as soon as I turn my phone down or put it down, the screen will turn on, and you can also set it to double tap as well. So this is a really great phone with an extra second subscreen that is really useful for situations where you don't want to be bothered by logging into your phone or having to pick it up, or maybe you're cooking or your hands are dirty and you don't want to touch the phone. You can just glance over it and check on certain things really quickly, or maybe just control your music. Overall, the Unihertz TickTock 5G is a great offering from Unihertz that has some unique features to it that really make it stand out from the crowd. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.